Bye, Perlissa. All right. I'm looking a little rough this morning, but I'm here and I'm on time. I am like I've been like when you're kind of getting sick and you just like are edging with it and it's like not sexy. It's like, "Ooh, are we? Are we not?" And I've been doing that all week. Um and finally this morning I was like, it's not great." So I feel like I'm not like all the way sick, but like just I don't know. Like I could be fine, so I'm just gonna rest today. Like I'm gonna do this, and then I'm going to do a hot beverage with lots of ginger in it, and I'm just gonna get into bed because I can actually do that today. So it's all gonna be fine. It's a good day for it because I don't know where you guys are, but here in Pennsylvania it is flipping cold, which is appropriate. Um, and it's also kind of like wet snowing, not pretty snow, but like wet snowing. And I'm also learning that is that window open? I'm also learning that my sunroom has really bad insulation. It's very cold in here. So anyway, happy Friday. Hi Cindy. Hi Suzette. Hi Nancy. Hello, hello. Hi Raul. Good morning, everybody. Okay, we got over here. It's Caress. It's Janelle. Hi everyone. We're back. We're gonna do card stuff. But first, how are you? It's been like has it been 2 weeks? I don't know. Feels like a long time since last we connected. So, how are you? What's going on? What's new? Mexico is really fun. Uh-oh, walking pneumonia. Yeah, actually, I do know walking pneumonia is going around. And I will say, like, being in an airport with a million people, in an airplane, like, stuck with a million people and their germs. Like, I'm not usually one that's like, ooh, germs, but I was like, germs. And also just the amount of people that I saw this week. Like, my client load at work has gotten very full and I'm actually really loving it, but it is a lot because it's just like back to back to back to back and then um, decompression afterwards. But I'm glad to have today off and that's cool. Um, just something to keep in mind if you are a Pennsylvania resident, I am 89% sure that in the spring, when I officially finish up internships, I am probably going to stay at the center where I am because I really like it. And if that is the case, which, like I said, I'm 89% sure, but you always have to leave some space for curveballs. If that is the case, you can work with me in a therapeutic setting through your insurance. So, just something to keep in mind if you're in the market for a new therapist and you're in Pennsylvania. You don't have to be in person, but you do have to be a Pennsylvania resident person, or your insurance has to be Pennsylvania. But I can do virtual sessions and in person sessions. And, I was kind of like really toying with what I wanted to do, if I wanted to stay there or take another opportunity at a private practice. But yeah, I really like it there. I think it's the shift I'm looking for now, and it kind of feels good to say that. But I'm also excited to, possibly have some of my clients in Pennsylvania be my clients over there and be able to accept insurance. I feel like that's a real win. So there is that. And that's in Camp Hill, Pennsylvania. What else is going on here? Um, I don't know. I don't know. This past week, like had a lot of shifts, and I feel good. I feel really solid and grounded, but I'm just kind of like, ooh, like what's going on with you? And I'm curious, has anybody else felt that way too? Hi, Rosa. I was telling people that when I am finished with my internships in the spring, which will be like June, um, that I'm probably going to stay there, which means that I can take therapy clients through insurance when I'm working over there officially. So that will be open to you guys if you want to have me as your therapist officially. Gotta be kidding me right now. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna get to these um, cards now. I haven't like just kind of putting my fingers all over them because I feel like I haven't been connected with these cards in so long. Do you remember me? You know, today my kids left and I hadn't seen them for a while either. So I saw them like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and they left again. They're gonna be gone for a week. And I'm kind of like looking forward to it, even though I'm gonna miss them because it's like I won't have to wake up like at 6 o'clock to wake them up and like do all this stuff. You know what I mean? Um, it's gonna be kind of like a little vacation, and I won't have to make dinner or clean up and do their laundry. Like it'll be kind of nice, you know. I'm gonna take it. And Priscilla, I think, was happy to see me when I got back, but she's been like really hurting me. Like she'll just like run after me as a way to tell me she loves me. I don't know. She's like, oh. All right, so we're gonna get to the card pulls, and we can do this a few ways. Well, obviously, we're gonna do it the normal way, but if you would like some specific insight on something for you, take a minute and like hold that energy in your field as I'm shuffling, okay? And the way that Coffee Magic works, if you have never been here before, I give you three things. You choose the thing that pops out to you, and that'll correspond with your message. Okay. So they're kind of like semi collective readings, you know? Yeah, she does have the cuteness aggression. And I need to cut her little naily things because they're a little too hooky. And I've got cuts, like, because she loves to like grab my legs, you know? She's such a bitch, but I love her so much. But anyway, I'm gonna give you three things. And these are things that can keep you warm. So we're gonna do mittens, scarf, and a hat. Mitten, scarf, and a hat. Mittens, scarf, and hat. She is not a tuxedo cat. She is a brownish tiger, I think it said on her thing. She looks like a tabby cat to me. But maybe she's a tiger. She acts like a little demented tiger. Look at her. Well, you could only see her if you were on YouTube, but that was her just walking by. So, like I said, if you have something specific you want some insight in on with, just go ahead and hold that feeling or question in your field as I'm shuffling. And again, your choices are mittens, scarf, and hat. All of which I feel like I need this morning. My goodness. Why are you staring at me? I have this big pothos next to my desk, and there's been no problem. But when I came back, I noticed there was a smush, and so she's been laying in it. So I put like a candelabra in the middle of it because she killed my spider plant with those antics. Wait, what did I miss here? Oh, Yvonne says, new to the cat world and my kitten is an attacker as well. Got not fun, got battle scars. Yes. Kittens kittens are kittens are wild, like little demons. So spider plants, is it spider plants that I'm thinking? Yeah, spider plants. They're not actually toxic to cats. They contain a compound that gets them high. So that's why cats are so attracted to them and they like kind of chew them. She didn't eat my spider plant though. She slept in the pot, which over time absolutely killed that plant. It'll get better as the kitten gets older. It will. All right. So again, mittens, scarf, and hat. Mittens is ready. Whoa. Okay. Tell me when you're ready. Drink some water. Priscilla is the first cat I've had that like is kind of like actively um mischievous. Like I look at her, I'm like, you're thinking of doing something. You see her? Priscilla, do not. She's so bad. Okay. All right, here you go. So this is mittens. You have butterfly, movement, and wealth. Okay. So actually, mittens is kind of warm today because wealth, movement, and the butterfly. This is a very like this is good news, right? This is like, yes, it's happening. You did it. Like it's working. And I'm not even getting a sense here that you feel like it isn't working. Do you know what I mean? Like, so this could go a couple ways depending on like, did you ask a specific question about something? You know what I mean? But regardless, the wealth and movement is that it feels like a flow towards that abundant energy. And I want to remind you that abundance is not necessarily cash money. It's really important to understand that. If you can kind of ask yourself and figure out what is your actual feeling about what it means to be abundant and like really workshop that within yourself, it will make this work all the more for you. But there is a clue to that in this pull, which is the butterfly. So the more you can appreciate the beauty surrounding you, which is the small things, like, right? Like, again, I cannot overstate this enough. The little things, like fresh sheets on your bed, your coffee's really good today, that water tastes sweet for some reason, this like thing really went well at work, whatever it is, like things that keep happening and adding up that like are little moments of good. The more you can accept those little moments of good and like really take them in, right? It will speed up this feeling of abundance for you, this feeling of wealth. And if you were to ask me, because I have workshopped this a lot, because I asked you guys this question for years, right? So of course I have to do it too. But if you ask me, like, what is wealth to you, Sarah? What does it mean to be wealthy? I would say freedom. Freedom to wake up in the morning and choose the speed at which I move, right? Freedom to say, I'd like to travel here and have this experience. Freedom to say, I'd like to eat this today. It's no problem. Freedom. Freedom of choice and freedom of what I do with my energy and my body and where. That is abundance and wealth to me. Okay. But will I allow myself to feel that if my bank account is in a certain way, right? So let's say that's what I've decided, like feeling freedom and all this different stuff, right? But then I've also decided that I can't feel that unless my bank account says I have, $20,000 cash in my checking. So I've now made a condition, right, that makes sure that I'm not going to achieve that until I see that physical marker. This is what we do to ourselves endlessly, right? And we even kind of virtue signal with that, right? Where it's like, well, you want to argue with me about it. Do any of you want to? Like, because I can feel that, like, at a certain point, I would want to argue with me and be like, well, that's all really well and good. But if you don't have the $20,000 in your bank account, you can't decide, like, I'm just going to DoorDash Indian food or like blah, 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 whatever it is. we can semanticize this all day long. Either you want to change the way that your brain is working or you don't. It doesn't matter. But regardless, how you see this will determine how well it goes for you. This means the energy is queued up. You just have to make the shot. Okay? So that is your mittens. Next up, we have scarf. So it's like mittens, scarf, and hat this morning. Tell me when you're ready for scarf. It's true. It's hard to kind of juggle you know, the perceived reality aspects with the metaphysical aspects, but it's not impossible. Okay, this is your scarf. Fear, love, and protection. All right, so my little scarf friends, that scarf a little tight around the neck. Basically, actually, that's actually a good metaphor for the vibe here. So imagine that scarf around your neck. It's either delightfully snug and keeping you warm, or it's choking you out, right? Which one is it? This is a look at your energy spend. Where are you putting your energy? And the fear energy versus the love energy. How many things are you doing that you're doing out of a fear energy, right? And how many things are you doing out of the love energy? And notice that something that starts from a love energy, like that soft scarf around your neck, just perfectly snug, keeping you warm, can suddenly turn into the fear energy when it gets too tight. And what is it that is making that shift from perfectly snug to I can't breathe? Your personal energetic boundaries. Is that metaphor clear? Because, like, I feel like it was either incredibly clear or not clear at all. Tell me, and then I'll proceed. I feel like it's clear for me. I have two beverages this morning. Okay, good. So that's what you're looking at today or now, scarf people. You're looking at why has something that felt so good and safe and nice and cozy suddenly feel like it's taking all my oxygen away? It's because of the boundaries. And here's the thing with boundaries. Um, some of us don't like them. Some of us are trained to believe that putting up boundaries with people we love and things we enjoy means that you don't love them or enjoy them, right? If you have that program in your head, it's going to be really difficult for you to set boundaries with people close to you. Probably much easier to set boundaries with things like work, right? Or people who are more of acquaintances. It's like those boundaries are fine because they don't like hook into your energy in the same way. But if you don't know where your lines are, they they'll be crossed over and over again until that scarf is a noose. Okay? So this can be corrected. If you're feeling the squeeze, this can be corrected. And it's not like you have to rip the scarf off and throw it in a fire or something and never wear scarves again. It's more like, ooh, this is getting a little tight. How do I adjust so that it doesn't feel this tight anymore? Right? Maybe you need to take it off and put it on again. Maybe you just need to go, right? I don't know. But that's what's happened here is something that has felt really good and nurturing and safe suddenly feels like it is suffocating you. And the reason is because you don't have the boundaries up. So look at those and then circle back. Okay. Okay. And then the last one's going to be a hat. Cool. It is so cold in this room. Like, what did I do last year? I must have had a heater out here. I've got to because my plants are going to freak out at me. Did you get it, Anna? If you're on YouTube, you can see this cat. She is playing with her springs and the little steps and the curtain behind me. She's so crazy. It's cute now. It's not cute in the middle of the night when she like runs around the house with it in her mouth meowing. Are you watching her? She's like, I just know she's gonna try to like not purposely, but she's gonna knock that plant over. Oh, she got it. Just take it and leave. She's all over the place. Get a cat, Anna. It's hard not to have a cat, honestly. It feels so weird in the house, even though this one's she attacks me. I've never I've never had a cat who was like mischievous like that. Like Leo, Kitty Leo, but that's the only cat I've had for the past like 12, 13 years of my life. And he was always such a gentleman, like he would never scratch me, like never jump at me, never bite me, like just always gentle and kind, like such a little gentleman with a little suit and tie, would never touch my stuff. Just very respectful, very demure. And this one over here, she knows like she doesn't mess with my stuff too bad, but it's like she has to mess with my stuff just enough so that I know that like she's kind of in charge here. Do you know what I mean? Like she has to show me like I got this, but like you're not safe, which is the difference again. Yes, girl cats and boy cats. Girl anything really. All right. All right, tell me when you're ready for hat. Oh, oh my God. If you are on my Instagram stories, I posted a video of my biggest snake um, shedding. And I have it shed. I would show it to you now, but it's downstairs. I'm not running down there right now. But it is 6 feet long and like this thick. The snake, obviously, but like the shed, it's like the biggest shed in the whole world. I was just like, whoa, like what a vibe. That was like Wednesday night. What a vibe. So I bring that up because serpent, focus, death. I know we have just transitioned out of Scorpio season, but for some of us, Scorpio season is not ready to transition out of us. You know what I mean? So, serpent, focus, and death. Um, um, I'm laughing because oh my God. Okay. So, my hat people, we meet again. If you picked hat only, I think it's very fair to say that you have never really stopped wrestling with something in the background of your mind, of your life. Like, it's just like a gentle fight always happening within you about something. And it's like there's two or three of you in there, right? And just always arguing with each other. Like it's like, oh, it's not just like the angel and devil on your proverbial shoulders. There's like three very bizarre entities within you that are just kind of like arguing and telling you about this and that and the other and making it really difficult to let go of whatever this is. This it's just it feels like an argument in the background. What you need to do, or what I invite you to do if this is your pull, focus in on what is the root of this stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, can you get a little quiet and figure out what's the root of it? What are they all actually arguing about? What is it? Because until you get quiet and figure out what that is, those little bitches aren't going to shut up. And you're not going to be able to let go. You're not going to be able to transmute. You're not going to be able to do anything with this energy besides have it distract you constantly. Okay. There is some big learning within this. And I think that might also be the hang up here. With every big knowledge upgrade comes a big death. And we're trained to be afraid of death because death is like final, it's like end game, but it's not. The reason it's not is because nothing else in the organic world dies like that. It's just our brains that tell us we do, right? So just really like sit with that for yourself and focus in on what it is. What is it? What's the thing that the root of what you were just constantly mulling over in your mind? And then recognize that this is a big upgrade for you. This is a huge shift in understanding. It's the next level. And when you level up, some things die out, and that's okay. Do you know it's the time for things to die out? It's winter. And a lot of things look dead for a long, 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 long time. You know, we cut the heads off of plants and do all these things, and everything just looks dead. And then what happens? They come right back. So maybe don't fear death as much in this case, but really focus on what it is that is the issue here. What is the core matter that you can't seem to stop arguing with yourself over? And can you accept this big shift within you, the death that will happen on the other side, and the freedom that comes? Because when you expand your knowledge, right? So many more adventures open up to you. It's just like leveling up in a video game, right? You don't lose all of the things you experienced on the previous level, right? You just may not see all of the same characters as much, right? Like maybe on level 3, this like pink mushroom with glitter was like your main situation. That was like the main thing happening on that level. And maybe on level 7, that sparkly mushroom just isn't as relevant, but it existed, and maybe it pops up every now and again in the sky, and you're like, oh yeah, I remember that, but it's not as relevant to your journey, and that's okay. How can every single thing in your life currently be relevant to your journey forever? That doesn't make sense, right? So allow yourself to level up and trust the process on this one, but also figure out what it is that is keeping you so wrapped up in your brain. So easy peasy, just super simple stuff. Definitely this part. All right. So that's your coffee and magic. I am going to be here for the next times, so I'm not leaving. So I will see you next Friday for more coffee and magic. Should you want to partake yet again? Glad to be back. I always feel weird when I don't get to have my coffee and magic time now, especially so it's so much less than it used to be. I don't know if any of you remember when I used to do this like every single day. Do you remember that when it was like I forget what I used to call it. It was like live or something, but it was like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every single morning. That's wild. But just once a week now. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a cozy and joy filled and warm weekend. And mwah, you have cats, I hope they're nice to you, and don't run after you and attack you too much. Okay? Bye, guys. Thanks for being here. All right, Priscilla Cam is off.